It's a good trick to look at the way in which your photos interact with each other. It will really help you to see what stands out in both a good way and a bad way. I've always liked to see my gallery as a whole body of work rather than just standalone posts. If you look at your photos next to each other, it also gives you a better idea of whether you are being consistent in your tones, white balance, and all the things we've discussed previously. It's a really good exercise as a photographer, and it makes you examine your own style and body of work and weed out images that aren't strong enough, or the editing isn't consistent with the rest of your style. Personally, I'm more likely to follow someone if I look at their gallery and I like what I see as a whole. That clear aesthetic and personal style tells us what we're going to get from someone. And knowing what to expect in life is always an attractive proposal. I can remember years ago trying to line things up in my camera roll to see how they looked against each other. Luckily now there are handy apps that have been designed specifically for this purpose. In most of these apps you can upload your photos and drag them around so that you can plan an aesthetic and see what looks good together. Some give different features like hiding posts that you might want to archive or delete, and some have features such as suggesting hashtags or allowing you to draft captions and schedule posts. Personally, I only use it for the simple planning feature and the foresight of knowing what comes next. I actually like to post from the Instagram app itself when possible, as it gives you an advantage of being online at the same time as other people who are posting and scrolling. You can answer comments and interact with other people's work as well, increasing activity on your own post, but also helping you to connect in a more meaningful way with others. Even if you can only set 10 minutes aside to do this, I would recommend it. All these apps do certain things well, but have limits on the free plans, so I would maybe try a couple and see which you like. Planoly is great if you've got one Instagram account, as long as you don't need more than 30 uploads a month. If you do have more than one Instagram account, I'd maybe try using a second app or a third app as well, rather than paying for the upgrade. I tend to arrange my gallery in a not so structured way. I dot accents of colour around to draw the eye down. My gallery tends to change with the seasons, although my summer tones are always my favourite. One thing I do intentionally is always try to introduce some blue somewhere. When I don't have patches of blue in my gallery, I miss it, and I'll purposefully try and find some or take some photos with blue sky in to bring that back. It doesn't really feel like me unless there's some blue sky showing somewhere. Remember that when someone clicks on your profile, only the top 12 or so posts are immediately visible. So what you really want is for people to be enticed to scroll down to see more, hopefully pulling them into your work. This also means if you're not happy with how your gallery looks right now, it doesn't take long to turn it around. Of course, you don't have to organise your gallery in any structured way, but as well as for the aesthetic reasons, if you're anything like me, you'll get overwhelmed with the number of photos you have and you don't know what to post, so you end up posting nothing or spend far too much of your precious time deliberating it. Planning goes a long way to eliminating that feeling of overwhelm and will help you create that clear and consistent aesthetic which is more likely to appeal to your audience. Now we're going to dive into having a look at Planoly and planning our Instagram feed. So when I open the app, you can see the 2 photos that I've already posted in the last lesson. That gives us the starting point for our Instagram gallery. So now I can go ahead and upload some new pictures and we'll get them organised. If I tap on the plus here, then I can choose from my albums. And I've created an album with the photos that I know are edited and ready and I'm happy with. So I can now tap on these, then I can only add 10 at a time. So I'm going to go with these 10 first. And it gives me the option to either upload them as a carousel or as 10 posts. Now we know that we're uploading these as 10 separate posts. They can always be made into carousels at a later date, but for now we're interested in those cover photos for the aesthetic of the gallery. Now I'll go ahead and add those final 2 as well. Upload as 2 posts. Great, we've got all 12 photos in the app. And we can see that they already hang together quite nicely. Obviously all by the same photographer, me, but there are ways in which we can arrange them to sort of give each individual photo a bit more breathing space. We've had 2 fairly neutral posts to start with, so I quite like this introduction of colour coming next, and then it might be nice to post my profile photo. What I'm trying to do here is sort of weave the colours throughout the gallery so that we've got accents of blue or neutrals or yellow sort of dotted around evenly. So I'm quite happy with this. I like the way the colours are dotted around. We've got accents of blue, sort of leads the eye down. We've also got posts that are more 2-dimensional, interspersed with posts with some vanishing points and leading lines. So I think it breaks up the images nicely and hopefully will lead the viewer on to want to sort of scroll and see more. What's also helpful about this now is that it gives you a starting point to perhaps know what content you want to create from here. So once you've organised your first 12 or so posts, then you can look at what you've got and say to yourself, well, okay, maybe I need a bit more blue in my gallery now, or I've just taken loads of photos with vanishing points, so perhaps I now need to take something a bit flatter or something with some more negative space in. And that kind of can help you keep the ball rolling and stay inspired with what you need to take next. I'll show you what happens when I now come to post a photo on Instagram. I've posted my next photo and then I'll show you what happens once that's done and how that changes in Planoly. So now if I refresh this feed, you can see that the 3 posts at the bottom have all got that Instagram symbol in the bottom right-hand corner. And that means that they've been posted. So now what I do is just delete the duplicate. And the gap then closes up and we can see exactly what we are going to post next again. Hopefully this process will help you to reduce that sense of overwhelm and not only improve your gallery, but to enjoy the whole process of posting on Instagram a bit more. This video was a free preview of the Instagram Academy course. In this course, we'll delve deep into everything you need to know about mastering Instagram. Whether you're just starting out on the platform or looking to elevate your game, you'll be equipped with the tools and knowledge to make your content truly stand out. I will guide you through building a compelling profile, crafting engaging captions, and of course, showcasing your unique style to attract your ideal audience. If you're keen to elevate your presence on Instagram and truly shine, please explore the full version of my Instagram Academy course. You'll find the link in the description right next to this video. Click on that link and I will see you inside the Instagram Academy.